Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome students in our discussion on mine closure and sustainability planning. Now today we are going to introduce another new concept, that is because mine closure, it is having a lot of implications. You have seen that we will have to make the closure activities in such a way that there is no liabilities in future, and for that we have discussed about that how the sustainability accounting will be done, and that how the sustainability reporting will be used for understanding that in which way our mine closure related activities are going. Now in this, a new concept that how can we reduce our future liability, that approach of cleaner production, that is cleaner production approach is a new approach which has come up in the different industries, and also in the mining and mine closure preparationness, we will have the mine closure preparedness. We can adopt this approach for a better management of the mine site as well as to reduce the post closure liabilities. Now let us see what it is. Exactly, when we talk about this cleaner production, it is associated with waste minimization. That means our whole production process, whether it is a production in a plant, chemical plant or manufacturing plant, a big farms or any factory, the thing is we will have to reduce the waste. So the waste as a term, we must understand properly what are the different wastes, and because this cleaner production is basically a waste minimization during production, and the definitions of the cleaner production, this was adopted from the United Nations environmental program, and where they have defined that is a cleaner production as the continuous application of an integrated preventive environmental strategy. This is to be noted that this is exactly the integrated preventive. Integrated preventive means it is associated with all activities and it prevents environmental problems. So that's why it is a preventive strategy applied to processes, products and services to increase eco-efficiency. That means whatever our input will be there, our waste will be less and output will be more. That is what exactly more through less, that approach of eco-efficiency, and it will have to reduce the risk to human and the environment. So this is a basic definition, and for that this definition includes three important things, that cleaner production is associated with the production processes. Now in the production process, you always know that there is a raw material and energy, and there could be certain byproducts which could be toxic, or raw materials may become harmful for the environment or the people around, and this will have to reduce that quantity of raw material and then reduce this quantity of toxicity which is generated. So that production process is the first thing. Then secondly, the product, that is the product, while it is coming at that time, there could be lot of effluents may be going to the things, lot of gaseous things may come out. So for example, when you are doing your blasting of rock in a open cast mine, what you will have to do? We will have to bring explosives, and then when the explosives are there, then when they are exploded, lot of noxious gases will be released, and during the process of that fragmentations by blasting, lot of fine particles also get generated which get airborne. So, the quality of the air get reduced, that is you get more PM 2.5 or PM 10 type of particulate matters in the atmosphere increases. So, now that means that we need to get the fragmented product. So, this could be that whether without having explosives, that means we can eliminate the raw materials of that explosive, then some other type of raw materials can be also thought of, whether we do a chemical rock fragmentations or we change the way we produce the product. So, that means the fragmented rock, if we can do by a machine, we can crush, that means by shearing we can use a continuous surface miner by which you are eliminating the explosives. So, that means the production process is going towards a cleaner production. But there also could be a problem, that is here that machine when it is working at that time, it will be giving a lot of noise. So, the people around will be having another pollution. So, that means how can we now reduce that noise of a continuous surface miner? That means there will have to be innovative technology, whether where the machine is working at that time, can we have an active noise controller, or when there is also when this the drum of the cutting drum of a continuous surface miner will be cutting, at that time there will be dust generated. So, it could also give a air pollution. So, we can think of whether we will be having a water sprinkling arrangement over there, so that the dust do not come out, or can we have a that is a dust collector system over there, that whatever the dust is collected, it is brought over here, which can be again put into that. If this is a if it is a dust of a raw material of the product, that means that is also having a high value of as a ore, then that can be also used for the extracting the valuable metal which should be there. So, that means the cleaner productions will include the production process, then the product and the services. Now, that services, it could be the whether you are taking the computer that is your digitalization of the system you have brought in, and then lot of you have get the services for the digitalized system. But in that, the disposal of a large number of your computers and things like that, when it get those will become a waste. Similarly, when you are hiring the services, say you may be including more number of people. Now, including more number of people means there will be a lot of the persons also will be generating different type of wastes. So, including more number of people may be requiring more number of energy in that particular production process. So, that is why the cleaner productions will be looking into that, how we can improve the production process, products and services, so that there is no waste generations. So, that cleaner production requires changing attitudes, that is your responsible environmental management and evaluating technological options. So, now you have understood that what this concept of cleaner production is, and that can be done by this waste we will have to know properly, and then how we will be assessing that in our system whether we are following a cleaner production approach or not, that is to be done. Now, that cleaner production means we will have to use technology appropriately, we will have to develop appropriate process, and we will have to have a proper management system, so that we take the monitoring and accounting is very, very important, so that we can avoid the creation of any pollutions over there. The pollutants are not generated, and even if it is generated, then we can keep it at a minimum level, and then if there is anything is coming out, really we cannot avoid it. How we will be treating it, that will be the another person's, but the production, it will not be taking of the cleaner productions will not talk about those treatment and all, but in the process of productions what we will do. So, that cleaner production is efficient use of resources, it is also producing the same, better or more with less. that producing more with less, that is exactly the tag word, that is less raw materials, less energy, less impact on the environment, or using that less services for giving the same product. When we do these things, that means when we get more with less, we are going towards the cleaner production. So we will be discussing these aspects today, and after going through this lecture, you should be able to identify the needs of innovative technology for waste reduction, monitoring and utilization in the mining industry. So there you can have a future business will be coming, as I told you earlier, that for the sustainability planning, for the sustainability this accounting, there will be new business coming. Similarly, making the mining industry towards this cleaner productions also. For you, there could be good opportunity for different type of startup. So you will have to know how to recommend how cleaner production principles can be applied in mine closure planning. So that will be your area of focusing, so that you can work on it, and also you should be able to plan a cleaner production assessment job, so that you can ask a mining company that you give me, I can do this assessment, and this is the procedure and this is the technology I am developing my competency. So towards that end, please go through these lectures and make the planning for the next level of studies. Now coming to this waste minimization and cleaner productions, waste is generated by activities in all economic sectors. That is, whatever you do, whether even if it is a academic institutions, so here in the departments we generate a lot of waste. It may be in a paper form, it may be in our used cartridge form, or it could be your this energy consumptions, that is avoidable energy we are using it. So there could be a lot of waste is generated, but this implies that there is an inefficient production process, low durability of goods, and that is unsustainable consumption pattern. They only give the more amount of waste generated. So for example, that is, if in an university the total amount of paper which is exactly discarded, that is every year, by doing certain arrangements we can avoid that. Means then we can go as we are doing a cleaner production of our graduates. If we take our graduates as our product, then for that how we can minimize waste also can be a thought of. The same thing in the mining industry, we should see that, because there will be a lot of overburden will have to be generated. There we cannot do it, because that overburden cannot be used for taking out. But in that overburden, if some other valuable minerals are there, so that instead of keeping them as an waste, from there we can take out certain materials, so we can make a cleaner production there, utilizing those wastes into different, so we can generate less amount of waste. Similarly, while that your mine wastewater, when it is coming, if we can recycle it in for some other, wherever our water is required, so we can generate less amount of wastewater in the mines. So the waste generation is associated with, you need to see that where technology intervention is required. If we can find out that if there is an energy loss, if there is an economic loss, if there is an environmental degradation, if there is a health hazard, if there is an opportunity loss or extra expenses on cleaning, or this is housekeeping, then you can find that there is a certain intervention required, which could be an innovative technology. So that means the main benefit of this your cleaner production process is you are reducing waste and you are increasing your profit. So that is reduction of waste, increasing the profit, that makes the system cleaner productions. So for that you need to know that how the waste flow, where it is generated. You can see here, that is, when your natural resources are taken from the natural resources, this exactly we need to extract and exploit. That means for that we will have to do the explorations and doing things. So from there, this exploited material, the products of the mines will be the raw materials, which could be going for the, if it is a coal, for generating your energy and the raw material, they will be giving a product in the manufacturing unit. So that means your extracted material, they will be that is raw materials for some other product system, and there the product maybe in your steel plant, if they are producing steel from those, they will be using those raw materials coming from the mines, and then they are taking the electricity coming from the thermal power stations, which both of these are exactly basically coming from the mines, and then this whatever the product they are producing. Now during this time, what happens, there will be emissions of waste. Now that emitted waste, which could be your energy productions, will be associated with this waste generations, and that emitted waste, that will have to be disposal, and then sometimes you recover or reuse. Say for example, from the thermal power stations, your fly ash will be taken over there, and then someone may be using it for producing bricks and all that. They have got a different production system, and there also they will be also using a cleaner production system. So and then whatever your that waste material which is coming as a solid, you are selling it with it may be going to a landfill, and in some cases as a waste like that, organic wastes and things are there which is coming from a municipality waste type of things. There they may go to the incinerate, from there they may generate energy, they may generate electricity, or that is a in general, this is a generic figure taken from the Irish Environment Protection Agency. So what you can think of such type of waste flow for a mining project, you can find out. If you go through the DPR, detailed project report of a mine, you can find out what are the different activity plan, and for each activity where the waste may be generated, there you can find out and create a waste flow in the mining production system. So when you come to this waste flow, this will give you the preliminary things, that is your how you will be using it. So now strategies for mining waste management, what type of strategy you can take it over there. As you have identified the waste flow, you know where are this waste generated. So this, it could be a gaseous waste, it could be a liquid waste, it could be a solid waste, or it could be other type of pollutant like your noise. It could be even sometimes in some conditions that the vibrations, that could be also a different type of pollutions. Now there what you will have to do, dilute and disperse. That means, see, if when you do the blasting, the vibrations may go, and the structures, that is the foundations of your building, may get disturbed. So maybe before that you make a drain so that the shock wave, that structural wave, do not go and then affect your other structures. So that type of things could be done. That is, you are diluting and you are avoiding the dispersions of the to a particular way. So similarly, there is the end of the pipe solution. That means what is this? The effluents or the things are coming out where it is exactly that emerging and going. At that time you use a treatment. For example, that is when you are from an overburden dump, when the rain comes, that is lot of silts and this fines, they will be carried out along with this run of water. That run of water, that's why if it goes and go to the natural process, the stream will be getting polluted. So what it should be done? If you take that water which is coming, you make a retention pond, let the water be there for some time, and then all the suspended particle gets settled, and then transparent, that is your good without having that your suspended solid, that water will be going. So you can do certain treatment also, you can use some coagulant and all that, so that the clean water will be discharged. So that is the end of pipe solution. And then there could be a on-site recycling. That means you do it in such a way that water, again maybe you are having in a coal washery, that for washing purposes you need the water. So from the settling, from that wherever you are having a settling pond, where this if that effluent coming from the coal washery is retained over there, that water after suspension, you using for your same cycling, and then whatever the solid you are collecting over there, you can pelletize and is a form of small that is your coal pellet. It could be sold for the domestic uses and all. So that is a on-site recycling of the waste could be a solution. Similarly, if you get this, you can go for having this cleaner productions is the next strategy, in which it will prevention of the waste generations. So if you can think of the process in such a way that there is no waste generated, which can be done by good housekeeping, you can get an input substitute. You can, because many of the not in mining but in many other form of your industry, you may find that the waste is a part of that input which is exactly give a residue. So for example, that if thermal power stations, when they burn coal with a very high ash content, then they will be having definitely this waste will be coming as a fly ash or bottom ash. Now, if that coal is cleaned before and then it is going over there, if they procure only low ash content coal or that washed coal, and then their waste will be less generated. So that's why that input they can substitute with this. So similarly, better process control, your equipment modifications, technological change, product modification, efficient use of energy resources, on-site recovery, that is your all this process of cleaner productions will be helping. So now that means what you know now, that means there is some strategy for cleaner productions. That strategy can be said as a passive strategies. You are ignoring the pollutions, let it happen. If you go to many mines, you may find out there are many things are there that you are okay, effluents are going over there, that is you are not taking much care. But there could be a reactive, that means what you can do in the reactive strategy, you are diluting the dispersion, so that whenever it is going, you are not allowing it to go all like that. You are just, say for example, in a underground mine, if you are your coal bed methane and then this other gases are coming, so that gas you are not releasing to the atmosphere, because with you make the enough amount of your this that in your underground mine environment, you will be giving, then keep them diluted by putting more ventilation air, by that you manage it. Similarly, your whenever your say acid mine drainage, when it is going, say in a coal mines, say in northeast in Meghalaya coal mine, when this mine water will be coming out, which could be having your pH of 3 to 4. So what they will be doing, they will be that water while passing it to the stream, before going to the stream, they will be putting some this limestones and all, so that the water when it is going out, the pH level goes up to 6, 7 like that. So that means they have improved the pH level by making it passing it through the limestones, so that you have diluted the acidity, the pH which was very low has been improved. So that is what exactly a dilution is done, that is a reactive arrangement. But there could be a constructive arrangement, that is your end of the pipe treatment. You have got this the effluent treatment plant, ETPs are there as prescribed by our MOEF guidelines, and then the mine must follow. Every mine they have got the ETPs, that effluent treatment plant, so that they see the water which is going out of the mine, it is not acidic, it is properly treated, and then only it is released to that. And then when we talk about this cleaner production is a proactive strategy. In a proactive strategy, you are not producing it, and also we are, while doing this cleaner productions, along with your waste reduction, you are also improving your economic activities. So that's why it will be a more profit making. So that's what it is, a proactive approach. Now once you have understood this, try to summarize, make a visualization of the whole thing, that what cleaner production is. So cleaner production adopts strategy, that we have said that 4 strategies are there, and then it acts as a preventive, integrated and continuous. This will have to all the time should be there, and that strategy, it is exactly applied to your product, process and services, because by this applying this strategy, it modifies, either the product is modified, the process is modified, or service is modified, and for that they follow a principle of substitution, or that is the source reduction, that is whatever their input they will be reducing, and then energy conservation principle they will be following, and then the design of environment, that whatever way it will be working, that environment will be a pollution free, that you need to design. And then you will find that this, when you will be acting in a cleaner productions, will be making this preventive integrated continuous process. By that it does three main job. One is your efficiency enhancement is carried out, and it reduces the costs of overall cost of the industry, and also improves the environmental performance. Now that environmental performance, it gives a competitive advantage. There could be sometimes that if your two mines are producing the same thing, but one is doing in the cleaner production, a buyer, a very environmentally sensitive buyer may say that I will be buying only the product from the factory, or that where it is doing by the cleaner production system. So the risk reduction is also carried out with that. So once you know these things, then you can define. You just at the beginning I have said the definitions. Once again you reiterate it. What is cleaner production? Cleaner production is the continuous application of an integrated preventive environmental strategy to process and products to reduce risks to human and the environment. I hope now you understand this. Then mining adopting cleaner production will reduce the long term liabilities which companies can face after mine closure, even after many years, due to the environmental impacts generated or pollutions that is disposed at the mining site. So this you can think of, and as there is no cleaner production concept, that is a Perpetua Resources Corporation is now taking up a site cleaning project at Idaho. In US there is a stibnite mining, stibnite gold. Stibnite, you know, it is a your ore for antimony. That was about 100 years old. Mining or works were going on in Idaho, in that province. Now they have found, because that whole mining was done, there is no, that land is barren and there is no topsoil. As a result, there is no plantations and it did not grow. As a result, the rainwater and all, whenever it is coming to the nearby streams, all these things over the exposed overburden and other rocks, they go, and then the water get polluted. So now they are having a big, that is, there are a lot of overburden, about 325,000 tons, short ton this overburdens are lying over there. So that is a source of the water pollution. Now this company Perpetua is going to take up this is along with their US environmental protection agencies support, they will be now cleaning that thing, and you may think of it will be a huge cost. So that type of cases you should study and know that if we do not take care of now, it will be a problem in the future. So that we will have to, while doing this cleaner production, it will include the conserving the raw materials and energy. It will eliminate toxic raw materials. It will reduce the quantity of toxic of all emissions before they leave a process. That is how they will have to do now, so that it do not give us problem in future. And then our strategy will be focusing on reducing impacts along with the entire life cycle. So that's why it is not a today's job or tomorrow's job. That is also the life cycle of that your waste. It can be having a much longer. So this our mining life cycle and the waste life cycle need to be studied together while designing a cleaner productions, and for that we'll have to know the technology of it, and then we'll have to improve that technology, and we'll have to change our attitude towards that. And if we do that, we'll get the benefits of this cleaner production in increasing profitability. It will lower production costs, it will enhance productivity, it will provide rapid return of any capital operating investment required, then it will increase the production yield, it will lead to the more efficient use of the energy and raw materials, results in improved product quality. It will also increase the staff motivation. The people who will be working over there, they will be motivated to work in a very cleaner environment. Then relies on the active worker participation. Here, while doing the cleaner productions, you will have to get everybody motivated and involved. It will also reduce the consumer risk, that they will be having also certain benefit. If you are producing a clean coal, then the thermal power stations will like your coal. That means that as a consumer, their risk also you are minimizing. Then it will also that is supported by the employees, local communities, customers and all public. So, you will get the benefit of it. And that is why the cleaner production process, when you will take, it will avoid regulatory compliance costs, because sometimes the regulations will ask you that you will have to do these things if you are producing this type. So, that means you are becoming more statutory obligations to do certain things, means is a cost. So, that can be reduced, leads to insurance savings. That is your exactly your, if you know that there will not be any harm. So, for the potential harmful conditions, you are not going to make an insurance for you. So, that say it could be a saving. It will provide enhanced access to the capital from financial institutions and lenders. They will be giving. So, everybody would like to invest if they know that you are going to do the business with all taken into consideration. So, it is not a difficult thing. Cleaner productions can be done by a little capital investment. So, when you do it, what is your main strategy or hierarchy? You will have to avoid, that is your production of waste and pollutant. You will have to reduce wherever the pollutants are generated, and by reductions you will have to study the process which you are having. Then you will have to reuse whatever the waste is coming, and then in wherever possible you will do a recycling, and wherever it is necessary, you can reformulate that exactly the how you are disposing, that whatever methodology you are following, if you can reformulate it so that it will be giving that waste will not be generated much. And then of course, if nothing is suitable, nothing working, then you can rethink whether you can altogether close the business and do it in a different way. So, those type of things are coming over there. So, that is you will have to, as a strategy, you can think of your whole thing. This is under an environment where your all media, water, you will be using this where you are using your water, you are using the raw materials, you are using energy, you are using personal management, you are using your impacts of the products. So, these things will be coming, they are interacting with your system, where you are having, you will have to eliminate, reduce, reuse, recycle and treat or dispose. So, this approach, where this first thing you eliminate and reduce, it will give your pollution prevention, and then when you reuse and recycle, they will be your waste management, and then other things what you will be doing is a control and disposal. So, this strategy when you follow, then you are going to get this cleaner production implemented. So, basically in a cleaner productions, you will have to do a good housekeeping, you will have to do sometimes process modifications, you will have to do recovery and reuse and recycle. When you do this, then you will be finding that our cleaner production is achieved. But many people have been confused here one thing, the cleaner production is not your only off-site recycling. If you take the material from there, from the mine, and then outside you are treating and then you are sending or doing things, that is not. It is not a transfer of the hazardous waste from one side to another. If you are taking, say for example, the lot of grease and other things you are taking from there and then you are putting it in another places, is not that. Your waste treatment, if you do the treating over there, it is not. It is exactly, you will have to avoid generating waste, that is cleaner productions. Then concentrating hazardous toxic constituents to a reduced volume, that is also not a cleaner production, or by just diluting the constituents to the reduced hazard or toxicity is also not a cleaner production. So, implementation of cleaner productions, when you will do in a mine, you will have to first phase 1, you will have to planning and organizations you will have to do, and then you will have to do this by management commitment, set up of the project team, develop environmental policy, plan a cleaner production. This phase 1 job, when it is done, after that you will have to do a pre-assessment. That in the pre-assessment, your whole you will develop the waste flow charts and all, that is in a pre-assessment, and then you will have to do a assessment in which mainly the quantitative review will be done. You will be counting out, finding out, you will be what are the indicator for which you will have to find out that whether the technology can be implemented over there, and then you will be doing the evaluation and the feasibility study. In that you will be doing a technical evaluations which will tell that what type of technological interventions or what type of innovations can give it, and of course with economic evaluations you will have to find out that there would be certain non-economic evaluations also, because it may not be a profit, but if the society is going to get more satisfied, if the people are all more motivated, that sometimes even if it is not economically profitable, but it could be having a lot of societal impact for which a cleaner production approach may be adopted. And then when you will be doing the implementations, for that you will require an action plan, that in which way, what phase, at what time, with which people, what technology you will be implementing it. And then you will find when you are going to implement, it must be monitored that how the performance is coming, so that you will be evaluating, and then whether this system which you have adopted it will be sustaining or not, that sustainability also will have to be assessed. So once you do that, then you will get this waste minimization by doing that, whatever the process modification will do, or then what type of recycling you will be considering. So this conversion of hazardous to less or non-hazardous, there are different approach at different, this is a industry specific study will have to be carried out for such type of work. So your first thing is, when you go for a assessment, you will have to do the planning and organizations, you will have to do this the pre-assessment as we have shown in the flow charts. This is your how will you describe the process, how will you undertake the walk through site inspections, or how will you plan your assessment phase. This will have to be done by going to the mines, seeing each and every aspects of it, and then you will have to do the collect data and evaluate make the feasibility study, and then you make your own format in which way you will be putting it. You will be define the problem, whether it is in the water use problem, it is a solid waste problem, or in any other things. You may make a list of that, and then problem you will have to describe it very technically and scientifically, looking into what is the cause, what is the effect, and then you give a assumption that this is the proper solutions. Then you go little bit research, then find out, if required you do an experimentations, do a laboratory study, and then you get a expected improvement, and for that you design. Now you plan as a designer that what will be the time spent required, and of course your the company would like to know that how much money will have to be invested, so that work will be completed when you will be giving that this is your capital investment, this is your operating cost, and then this will be the benefit. So this is the way how a cleaner production approach will have to be implemented. And then when you will be implementing, you will be main job is that preparing the action plan and the monitoring strategy. So the cleaner production approach reduces pollutant generations and every stage of the production process. So cleaner production practice involves, it is a culture, you will have to develop that culture, and your effluent treatment, incineration, waste recycling, those things are not a cleaner production. So you should have a very clear idea that what exactly the cleaner productions can be in a mining, and once you do the cleaner productions, you can get lot of benefit. That benefits will be your improving environmental situations, you can get continuous environmental improvement, gaining competitive advantages, you may get your increased productivity, increasing economic benefit, and if that benefit is there, definitely everybody will be smiling, and this job will be giving a good return. You can develop your own business with this particular expertise. So take interest on this subject, and then make a little bit of learning activity for prepare a report on how cleaner productions can be incorporated in an open cast iron ore mine to reduce post mining liabilities. So this, if you can do a systematically study either for your BTech project work or any assignment work, or you want to just think of that through this what type of how you can earn money by giving services to the different small scale mining companies or small quarries, small stone quarries and all, even the sand miner, you can find out that everywhere a cleaner production is possible, or if not, you can do how this principle can be used and how you can give a services to a municipality for their solid waste generation systems in the market. So, everywhere it can be applied. So, I hope you have understood this subject. We will meet again in the next class. Thank you.